and welcome to Playbook Boxing. Today we've got a special episode with Spencer Brown coming to us virtually. We got there in the end, didn't we? Probably about 45
Took about an hour
minutes
to get on this.
It was going to be one every second.
What happens usually is my missus does everything for me, and she's on holiday in Portugal. So I haven't got a clue. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway,
right,
got there at the end. I had to get my mate Paul round to do it.
Spence, let me add to that, mate. So my Mrs. Nicola, she does it all as well. So we was having that conversation when you were struggling to press the link, etc., etc. And I was explaining to Charlotte, it's a generational thing. We're not up to speed a bit because this is something that got introduced into our lives maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think any man needs a good woman, don't they?
That's exactly right.
We're snookered without them, aren't we?
We're done, mate. We're done.
The best bit was listening to Spence on the phone trying to explain how to set it up, bearing in mind he has no idea how to do it in the first place.
Well, I'm trying to ring Sarah in Portugal, and she I don't know what you're talking about. So I said, right, don't worry, I'll ring you. Oh, she said, ring somebody else. I mean, I'm at the sun. I'm outside. I'm outside sunbathing. Leave me alone. So I had to ring your mate Paul, and just anyway.
We got there. Listen, for the purpose of this interview as well, I am Spence and you are Spencer. How's
Correct.
That? Lovely.
There's a lot of weight disparity. A lot of weight disparity on the both Spencers. One's got big ears and one's got a big belly.
There you go.
But you've both got fantastic tans, though. That is one thing you do share in common.
And I'm better looking than him, so there you go.
Yeah, that's it. We got there.
Look, there's only one place for us to start, I think, and that is with the news for Joseph Parker. So he is going to be making his comeback. His suspension has been lifted. Spencer, can you kind of just talk us through what's happened and where we're at with Joseph Parker now?
But Spence will tell you, like I said, from the beginning of all this, and I was very adamant about it, but in the end, the truth would prevail. And it has prevailed, and he's off his ban, so they say, so they tell me. I tried to ring Joe this morning, couldn't get hold of him. Spoke to David Higgins. They're just waiting for some other stuff to come through. But this is we thought this would happen from the start, and now it has. Everybody's over the moon, and we'll be looking to get Joe back into the ring as soon as possible.
And Spencer, just for the purpose of this interview, so Joseph Parker has not served his ban, and now he's coming back. He's been cleared of that incident.
Exactly, but it's not been finalised yet, so I can't. There's no comment from me on that. But I can just tell you basically tell you what you've been told this morning. Joe's put out a statement, and I think we've all got to follow that statement.
Yeah, in the statement, he said there's only so much he can talk about at the moment.
Correct.
Because same as the final things.
Same as David Higgins, same as me, same as everybody else in his team. What I will say is this: that Tyson Fury's kept him with him, kept him ticking over, kept him in his camp. They both helped each other. They're like brothers. So. Yes. We never thought Joe done this in the first place, and we've backed him 1,000,000%.
Mm.
Yeah. We spoke to Joe over Zoom and shared the same sentiments, that we were like, of all the people that you hear these news about, Joseph Parker's not the one that anyone believes it of. But in terms of not being able to talk about it at the moment, in the future, is that something that Joe is going to speak about and going to go into, or does he just want to move on from it completely and he's not going to touch on it?
He just wants to move away from it. We all want to just forget it. It's in the past, gone, done. He's proved what's happened, and now it's onwards and upwards, isn't it?
Yeah, and for the understanding of it.
Me and Spence was talking last week, and we both said that we feel that this needs to be looked at in future for any other people. So if VADA say obviously VADA testing, they tell you if you're clear or not. If you're not clear, it's up to the authorities. VADA don't punish you; they just do the testing. It's then up to the relevant authorities, whether it be the WBO, the WBC, the IBF, whoever, and the British Board of Boxing Control to give you your punishment. That's the way it works. But it can drag out for years. It can drag out for years, this. If you've got no money and you haven't got a solicitor, you're in trouble, aren't you?
Well, listen, I'm glad that he's been cleared, Spencer, if I'm totally honest, because we know the severity of what happened, the time that he's been out, and we also know that it was not a performance-enhancing drug; it was a recreational drug, and a fighter wouldn't take that in fight week. And this was the blowing my mind.
It's just crackers, isn't it? It's you know, when you're in a camp, you're on lockdown. You know, nobody gets in, nobody comes out, and that's why people are kept away. So there's no contamination, or nobody can get flus or illness or anything like that, you know. And obviously there was a contamination there, you know, and we all know where it came from, and that's it. It's over. Thank God, it's over. Hopefully.
For Joe, when he returns, will he have kind of learnt things from that camp that he now needs to change going forwards to prevent
Most definitely
something like this happening again?
Most definitely, and that'll be down to, you know, everybody else who's around him as well.
Yeah,
yeah. It'll be very, you know, it'll be very, very tight.
And can I just ask one question, Spence? Obviously, that contamination's got there somehow. Has so within the team, you'll know how that's probably got there. You've said like you all recognise how it's got there. So will that, whoever that member may be, will they'll obviously be punished on that situation or what?
Well, it's not a punishment. It's I don't think you can punish people, because obviously some people have got how can I say it, problems in their life.
Yeah.
And you know,
they'll be removed from the team.
It's very difficult to punish anybody, but probably Joel change his team around a little bit, and we would just all make sure it never happens again.
Brilliant.
I think that's one of the hardest things about it as well, isn't it? That like mentally, the fact that it's come from someone in your team, obviously it probably wasn't on purpose, but it has happened.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000% wasn't on purpose. I don't want to go into it all, but it wasn't on purpose, and it's just unfortunate it happened, and it's just maybe a little bit silly how it all happened, you know.
Listen, it's great to have him back. That's all I can say, because he's
let's look on the good points of this. He's back.
Yeah.
You know, he's a top 5 fighter for me. He could give anybody in the heavyweight division a good fight. Now we've got to look at all the options. Like I said, I spoke to David Higgins this morning, who's been his manager for a very, very, very long time. He leaves me to look after things on this side of the pond, with, you know, and that was Tyson Fury who'd done that. But I can't wait for him to fight again. I think he's buzzing. Yeah. I think he'll continue in camps with Tyson, because they push each other on and spur each other on, and they do a lot of sparring together. So, you know, one person will be over the moon today is Tyson Fury. He'll be absolutely buzzing for this.
Yeah.
Talking about potential opponents for Joe, I think Derek Chisora and him had kind of spoken a little bit about whether that could be something that materializes as his comeback fight potentially. Is that someone that you'd be interested in, or what sort of route are you thinking for him?
I mean, look, I spoke to Derek Chisora this morning. Actually, he rang me and said, "Have you heard the news about Joe?" Yeah, and he mentioned he'd take the fight. So, you know, let's see. I mean, I'd love to see him on the undercard of Tyson Fury against Joshua. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That leads us in nicely, mate, to Tyson Fury.
Mouthful. I mean, me and Spencer have got completely different sides in this. Let's just
Here
say.
we go.
And you know, I've got a big, I've got one of them big barbecue things that you get hold of steaks with. So I'm going to get hold of his tongue and pull it right out of Anthony Joshua's arse.
You know what?
When I see him.
I've been looking forward to this, Spence, if I'm totally honest. I said to Charlotte, we'll agree to disagree on a lot of things when it comes to Tyson Fury.
No real standing meet against Tyson with me. I'd rather stand outside and have a 10-round fight with him. Not particularly you, because you give me a good hiding, but I'm telling you, I've got down as only one winner in this fight. But I'd love to see Joe Parker on the undercard fighting Gerald Miller. How's that?
Oh, there we
he's
go.
from New York. He's from New York. Let's get it on.
Oh, we love that.
Well,
it's a good fight.
Just there, you've mentioned a few things which we'll pick up on, but let's start kind of at the beginning, just back to Tyson's.
And by the way, I'm not
an
Anthony Joshua hater. I'm an Anthony Joshua liker. I've known him for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Tyson's performance in Thailand. What, now that you've had more time to kind of think on it, reflect on it, what is your perception of his performance and perhaps some of the reaction to his performance?
Well, I've got to totally disagree with Spencer on Marius. What do you call him? Marius Crap or something? Yeah,
Marius Crap. Yeah.
Look, mate. Marius has been in the ring with everybody, as you know. It was a victim to Moses Itauma, but the plan was with Tyson to get the rounds out. We couldn't afford to get any cuts. We couldn't afford to get too many grazes. We had to get as many rounds as we can in, and I think Tyson got hit once or twice. So that was great for us. We got the rounds we needed. Marius was a great bloke. He's a giant, huge guy, and we were very pleased with what we got. You know, I've seen everybody slagging again, but that's what people do, don't they? They slag everybody and slag everything. Yeah. That's you know, if they didn't do that, it wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't get views and hits and this, that, and the other. But we were very happy.
What I will say, Spence, to add to that, Marius Wack is a guy that has been around a long time, and you're right, going back to when he boxed Klitschko for the title, all those things. He was a good fighter back in his day, and I think that what we saw there was a guy that was a shadow of his former self. We knew that with 2 wins out of his last 10.
You need to apologise for him for denigrating him like that.
Marius Crap on the performance. That was all it was. Not on the guy.
You should apologise for calling that, because he's one of your boys. He's a boxer. He's been a boxer for a long time, and I wouldn't let anybody slag you like that either.
Listen, it was said in jest, mate. But I know Marius. He used to come down the gym sparring with Derek Chisora.
What, he don't get hold of you?
But this is why I'm.
What, he don't get his hands on you?
This is why I'm backtracking, mate.
And you're officially barred from Poland, by the way.
He's a big old unit, mate. Don't worry about that.
So a monster.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, look, I think it was a below par performance from Tyson Fury, and I
disagree with you totally.
Yeah, well, we'll agree.
But we've all got our opinions, haven't we?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Anthony Joshua had a great performance.
It was a very below par performance from Anthony Joshua, what we'll get onto in a minute as well. But what I was going to say was, Spence, and what I've said since then is that when these two box in November, if that's the date, and we'll get onto that later, but when these two box, you will see better versions of both of them, because I think that when that fear factor is not in you, you're going through the routine, and it was essentially a semi-final before the final. When you're going through that, speaking as a fighter, I know that you think you can get yourself up for it, but you can't really get yourself up for it. And that is why you won't get the best versions of either of them.
No, I disagree. I think both. Yeah, but this will be completely different.
I agree with that.
This is the World Cup. This is the Cup final. I think it will be completely different. I still think Tyson. They've both been through this before and both been done it all before. Both of them have done it all before. But I just think what I've seen of Tyson lately, I'm really liking. I'm really liking. Look, you know, there was 2 very, very close fights with Usyk. Did Anthony Joshua have 2 close fights in? Maybe. There's an argument for that. He's got Usyk's team in his corner. Does that give him an advantage? I don't really know. But Tyson regards boxing as his job. And
Playbook Boxing is powered by our friends at Betway. For exclusive acquisition offers, free bets, and much more, download the Betway app now.
he won't leave too many things to fruition. This is one fight he will want to win more than any other fight he's ever fought in the world. Please believe me. Even at a ripe old age now, 37.
When I spoke to AJ at the start of fight week before his fight, I said to him that, you know, he went ringside to watch Tyson Fury fight, and he wanted to pick up on things and take some learnings from what he saw in the ring against Makhmudov. I then said, if Tyson's watching your fight, what do you want him to think of you from the performance you give? And he said that he wanted Tyson to think of him as a killer. What does Tyson think of AJ after that performance?
Tyson's not stupid. Tyson will tell you that any heavyweight is capable of knocking your socks off, knocking you out unconscious. He's not a fool either. He will know that Anthony Joshua will be so up for this fight, probably more than any other fight he's been up for. So that gives you that Tyson has to be up for this fight more than any other fight he's been up for. The best Tyson against the best Anthony Joshua, I know I'm picking.
And you're right.
Who do you pick? Who do you pick then? Because we know I know you're a fanboy. You know what I mean? But after those 2 performances, Big Spence, who are you picking? Because I've been told that you think Anthony Joshua can't be beaten.
I've said it already, mate. I've said it already. I said it on Talk Boxing. Off the back of both of those performances, Tyson Fury starts the favourite, and he will start the favourite because Anthony Joshua, the punch resistance was very worrying, and he had to come through a torrid time against a guy that was little unknown. Prenga, no one had really heard of him, never boxed anyone of any sort of substance, and it was worrying the way Anthony Joshua went over, and he had to fight for his life in there, really, to turn it around. But what he did show, he showed that those vulnerabilities are there, and they've always been there. But he showed he's an elite finisher, and he's got heart, and he'll get up, and he will continue. That's why the fight's a great fight, because styles make fights, and I just think these two
styles make fights. He did put in a good finish, but then Tyson could have, he could have done the same thing probably if he wanted to, but we weren't there for that. We weren't there for a 1 or 2 round knockout. Yeah. It probably should have been stopped in the 6th as well. But we weren't there for that. We were there to get the rounds to go through everything everybody goes through. But let's not forget as well that everybody has a bad day. Anthony Joshua might have had a bad day. It was his first time back. He might have had nerves. Running through his body. And this is a completely different fight.
And I agree with that because I think that was the beginning. And
they're going to lay their lives down for this fight.
I think that was the beginning of the rebuild for Anthony Joshua. He had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and with everything that had happened to him, previously in December, like taking all that into
you've got to take that into consideration.
You have to take that into consideration. And that's why I think we see a better version of Anthony Joshua and than we see in that fight against Prenga. Because if that Joshua turns up, you're right, Fury probably wins the fight because that Anthony Joshua would not be good enough. But I just believe that there's much more to come.
That's what makes the fight so exciting because nobody knows. No, again, it's turned it all on its head, hasn't it? Because we just don't know. But I know what Tyson's going to do, and I know Tyson's going to win the fight.
You say there about what makes the fight so interesting, and we all talk about it. But do you think having watched the tune-up fights changes the the commercial value maybe for people watching it, that they might think, oh, you know, they're not the fighters they were 10 years ago when they first started talking about fighting. Do you think having watched a tune-up fight, that changes anything on the perception of what stage they're fighting at now?
Well, I think it gives it a little bit of the unknown, doesn't it?
Mm.
You know, do I want to see the fight more now? Probably, yeah. Than I did before? Yeah, I do. I'm not saying everybody does. There'll be people who've got different opinions. Don't forget, this is just not a fight for the anorak mob, the boxing people. This is a fight for the whole country. This is a fight for people who don't know a lot about boxing. I mean, we live and breathe it every day. We go through it. We go through everything every day. We are boxing people, you know. And but this is not about the boxing people. This is not about the hardcore fans. This is about the whole country and the casuals. Because in this.
Spence, you're right on that one, because the appeal, you're right. So the appeal might not be as popular with the hardcore boxing fans, which is probably 1% of the population, because the reality, the old lady that lives next door to me will know Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. She's not a boxing fan, but she'll want to see the fight because they are they're bigger than the sport of boxing. They've made their names outside of the sport of boxing, and so it's a fight that will appeal to the wider audience. I totally agree with you with that one. I think it's as big or bigger than ever. The boxing fans will disagree with me, and I'll probably get hammered on the comments below for that comment. But that is the reality of it, that more people will watch it because of the excitement and the dramas that they both went through in the last ones.
Yeah, but us boxing addicts, we couldn't afford to pay for this, could we? So we need them casual fans, and we need everybody to watch this fight.
Yeah.
You know, because if we don't get that, and what you'll get is people turning each other's houses, having barbecues, and well, not that time of year, but they'll be having, you know, Indians and whatever else they have sitting there watching the fight. The build-up will be unbelievable, because let's have it right. The build-up will be, that's what it's all about as well. It's going to be a whole. It's going to be like the World Cup.
Well, just quickly on that note, Spence, because I want to find this out, mate. So, are you a takeaway Indian man or a takeaway Chinese man?
You know what, mate? I'll eat the trout. Look at the size of me. I'll eat anything.
Yeah, you got to have a go-to, ain't you?
A go-to, I think. My favourite meal at the moment. You won't believe this. My favourite meal, and I can't get it out of my head, is something my Sarah makes, and she makes me a Yorkshire pudding with mashed potato, 4 sausages and gravy. And I can't stop eating it. So there you go. But
that actually sounds so good.
If it was a takeaway, I suppose it'll have to be fish and chips. Can't beat it.
Love it. There you go.
How British.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very British. Sausage mash and Yorkshire pudding. And I hadn't had that since I was a kid. And so I've got a treat for you tonight. I thought, oh, lovely, fish and chips. And come out with that. I never stopped eating it since.
Lovely. Lovely.
Spencer, you said there about the importance of this fight to the country and the fans and everything like that. So that leads me on to the question of, is New York still the front runner for location?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I didn't think so before, but I think so now. But you know what this is like. Anything can happen. But it does make sense. The thing that worried me the most was the weather at that time of year. That's what worried me the most. And I want everybody to have a great time. And I think people would have been uncomfortable in that weather. Unless we'd have moved it to Cardiff Arms Park, but it's still freezing cold. So, you know, we're talking about probably the most famous venue in the world, aren't we?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, the most famous boxing place in the world. The tickets are going to be expensive. To get out there, it's going to be expensive. But But again, it's going to bring a lot of eyes to the television screens, isn't it?
Is there any risk? Because I know that AJ and Eddie kept saying in the build-up that it's in their contract that it has to be in the UK. Obviously, now contracts will effectively have to be renegotiated if it is moved to Madison Square Garden. Is there any risk, because of what boxing fans have been through the last 10 years, is there any risk that this falls through because of that part of the deal?
No, there's no risk. There's no risk of that. Deposits have been put in place. A lot of things have been put in place. Obviously, we all know the bosses of this is Turki Al-Sheikh. And unless he has, I don't know, I mean, look, he looks at things in a business sense. He's a massive boxing fan, but he does look at things in a business sense, which he has to, because there's such a vast amount of money. And Netflix, again, they're putting the money up. So what, you know, what do you tell them? Sorry, you're not. This is wrong for the boxing fans in England. They're going to be fuming. They're not going to be happy with this, you know. But the casuals going to be bothered?
Who would be the
one question?
Don't forget, I've got to say this: we fit 100,000 people into Wembley. Yeah, there's an anticipated of up to 2 million people going to watch this fight in England, yeah? I don't know, around the world, another million, maybe 2 million around the world, I don't know. Maybe 2.5 million in England. So 100,000 people would have been at the stadium, but it doesn't matter what happened, the rest of everybody will be watching it on TV.
Yeah.
For nothing, for free, through Netflix. Nothing.
Spence, just quickly, mate, who's going to be the promoter of this fight?
Seller will be the promoter, I think. But I think they'll bring everybody in. I think Frank Warren will be brought in. I think Eddie Hearn will definitely be there. Will Dana White be there if he's in America? Possibly, probably.
Well, Eddie said when I spoke to him that Dana is in the contract again, that Dana can't be involved.
Well, there you go then. There you go. If that's in his contract, that's in his contract. But that's the contract. If we fight in America, the contracts have all got to be redone. So that answers that for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, good shout.
You know, I watched the other day, and I think it might have been you and Simon Jordan. I wasn't too sure, but I know I watched something the other day, and you said exactly the same thing. You know, it's all about the money.
100%. I know the way the business works, and we know the people that are putting the money up. And if the middle ground is New York, then that's where the fight goes, and that's down to where
the fight goes,
etc.
But it's going to upset 100. It could upset 100,000 people in this country, and it might upset everybody else. But if everybody's watching it on the telly, what does it matter?
Yeah,
it don't matter if you're in New York, New Delhi, or New Hampton. It don't matter.
I think
watching it on the TV.
I think what the fans were saying though were that the British public, the people that have paid the money to see these guys, build these guys, they deserve to fight. You know,
I totally agree with them. I totally agree with them. I want to go to Wembley and sit down and watch them. I do, because I know how big and vast and what a spectacle it'll be. Could you put the same spectacle on in America? I think we do it the best. Pomp and pageantry, that's our game.
Yeah. Look, before we do let you go, because we've taken up so much of your time, just last one, in his post-fight interview with us, AJ said on fight night that he would be seeing Tyson within 4 weeks. What does that mean? Are they sitting down to discuss something?
Oh,
is there
yeah, you've got a big treat
announcement?
Coming. You've got a big treat coming, you lot. Keep posted with this, because there's a big treat coming for the lot of you.
Is that this week?
What's the date today?
Today's the 5th.
The 5th. Now you got to wait a little bit longer.
Next week.
You got to wait a little bit longer. But it's a little bit historical, this one. You'll love it. You'll probably get invited, a couple of you anyway. But it'll be a little bit historical, this one. So you will be seeing Tyson in the next 4 weeks, yeah.
Does that mean that we're
It's all
expected
under
to
wraps
kind of
because
see?
it all has to be. It's all had to be where it's taking place. It's all had to be specially done.
Oh wow!
Ooh, you've got my mind like ticking.
So
What it's going to be now?
You can imagine, a big jet up in the air. You can imagine. I don't know. What else could you imagine? Imagine them two on a jet up in the air, having a conversation with each other and can't get down for the next 3 hours.
They'll be rolling on the ground, punching each other or something.
Yeah. So it's but it's a good one. It's a real good one.
As long as we're on that jet,
Can you tell
mate,
us,
it doesn't
is that
matter.
going to be in the UK? Whatever we're expecting.
Yeah, it'll be in the UK. Yeah, it'll be in the UK.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And will that be post
I can't
the
say
fight
anymore,
being announced?
I will get sacked.
Listen, Spence, just before we let you go, mate, Moses Itauma, Philip Hrgovic, IBF title on the line now. Good news for both guys being elevated to IBF title. Frank Sanchez stepped aside. Great for little Moses Itauma, isn't it?
Well, he's not little, is he?
No, little's probably the wrong, probably young. I was meant to say young, but I was
Yeah,
getting
you could have said young.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, you know Moses like I do. He's a lovely boy, and he's the future of heavyweight boxing. Simple as that. He's the future of heavyweight boxing. He's so young. It's incredible to think how young he is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
For us to get a talent, because I don't care who you are, by the time he gets mature and he's ready, I can't see anybody getting anywhere near him.
I agree, mate. Do you know what?
They've done a really good job with him.
I've got myself in trouble. I've got Marius Wack after me, and now I've got Moses Itauma after me for calling in.
That's all right. We're all coming after you, son. Be ready. Yeah.
Go into hiding.
Tyson Fury don't come after me.
Yeah, I'll have a word with him later. We'll get the boys out.
Brilliant.
Spencer,
stuff.
thank you so much. We've taken so much of your time.
Enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bless you, Spencer.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you at this secret meeting, wherever it may be.
It's not a meeting. It's bigger and better than a secret
come on,
meeting.
Spencer.
Get ready for this one. It's big. Big. You're going to love it.